What would happen if you take 3 bloggers, send them to Maine and have them live for 3 months? This is the Blogger House, only on Keith TV.
Well, it's the second week in May and you know what that means. That is right, Formula 2 racing returns to Wiscasset as the Wiscasset Grand Prix heads out for its 75th year. Come on down this weekend and see the Formula 2 racing only at the Wiscasset Brickhouse racetrack.
Well, it's finally came to Wiscasset, the Wiscasset Grand Prix. I'm dedicating this championship to the 1960s Filipino racing legend Dodjie Laurel, who won the Macau Grand Prix twice in 1962 and 1963. Dodjie is also the man responsible for bringing in karting and rallying here in the country with the help of his devoted racing group, the Cam Wreckers. Laurel died while chasing for his third title in 1967 around the Macau Gia circuit. I want to win this race in his honor. It would mean so much to me and the Filipino people. Puso Pinoy. After his tragic death in Macau, there were other Filipino racers that continued what Laurel started. They were Paquito Ventura, Dodo Ayuyao, Baby Luna, Chito Montserrat, Rami Diz, Ramon Rodriguez and many more. I want to be added to this list as Sammy Hagar once said, I can't drive 125.
Gretchen is on one of her kicks again. I know she drives like a speed demon and Crab Shack has been telling her to slow down. I think one time she even outran the cops on 95. She is nuts when it comes to driving, so this would be good for her. The problem is, she wants us to be in her pit crew. Really? I barely know how to put gas in a car, nonetheless change a tire. That is what Lobster Trap is for.
Well, the Wiscasset Grand Prix is coming this weekend and Gretchen has been practicing for this race for the past 13 weeks that this cartoon has aired. I mean, she doesn't go below 125, so I know this would be good for her. With her track record, I'm sure she will do well. I just don't feel comfortable in her pit crew. So I'm getting the insane Lobster Posse to do that honor. I'll just sit in the stands with my man Lobster Rolls. He's so handsome.
I heard that mouth Gretchen Barretto is going to be in this race. I just want to shut her up for once. I'll be in the yellow car, Team POD. Best of all, I'm going to be racing. There is nothing or no one that can beat me. I'm invincible.
You mean you are a loony?
Welcome to the 75th annual Wiscasset Grand Prix. I'm your host, Linwood Palmer. To my left we have a racing legend in himself, 1983's Soapbox Derby champion Clyde McDonald. So Clyde, how does this race look to you today?
We have a great race today. Many of the legends are back, the Righettis and Pavlolatis, and there is a newcomer from here in Wiscasset, whose driving is legendary. Word on the street is if she gets caught again for speeding, she will lose her license for 10 years and have to community service. Her name is Gretchen Barretto from Makati, Philippines. So this race is already international in Italy, it is now in the Philippines.
Well, it's time we go to the grandstand as the racers have already lined up and the call to race is just beginning, and down on the grandstand is the Grandmaster himself to call the racers as none other than Wiscasset Mayor and former manager of the insane Lobster Posse, Clam Bake.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
That was the most sexist thing I've ever heard anyone say. So I'm going to do what I promised not to do to the judge the past 15 times. I'm going to speed.
Well, the racers are going and let's see how they run. I heard Gretchen Barretto is really angry about the great mayor of Wiscasset saying gentlemen, and she is vowing to win. Over this past weekend, Gretchen Barretto has scored top points. On Friday, she beat all the other drivers in the 45-minute free practice session and the 30-minute qualifying session. It was just a qualification, but she made it personal. On Saturday, she won both sprint races. Sprint race 1 was over 120 kilometers. She had her best personal time of 9 minutes. Now that is flying. In race 2, she started out in the top spot, so she was placed in back and still beat her opponents. Today's race is over 170 kilometers or 106 miles for us Yanks. The grid is decided by using the order of the original qualification standings from Friday. So again, she is starting from behind. That was a fast race. Gretchen and Lou Cypher from Team Dracula have been going at it neck to neck, and this is where it comes down to. Oh, this is horrible. Team Dracula has slammed on his brakes in front of Gretchen. There is no way for her to stop, barring a miracle. I can't look.
What an arsewipe Lucifer is. Idiot.
I would say he's betwixt a wanker and a wally. If anything happens to Gretchen, I'm going to totally claim Goonie like the time we did at the high school football game. No football is final until a riot breaks out. You Yanks have weak tear gas.
I got her this time and for good. It's about time.
Oh my God, Gretchen pulled out a miracle. She is the winner of the Wiscasset Grand Prix.
I hate that Gretchen Barretto.
Another year down in the history books. One of the greatest finishes ever. Team Barretto Sports for the win. A great day for the Philippines and the state of Maine.
I dedicate this race to all Filipinas. You can do it, especially you Bianca Bustamante. I am your biggest fan. Puso Pinoy. I love Maine. Thank you for watching. As always, please like, comment and subscribe.